Good morning. It's July 20th, 2024, and it's the Wall Street Weekly Wrap-Up with your host, John Newquist. And what an ugly week. Let's talk about it. Because, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Microsoft, Friday. Starts with CrowdStrike, which we'll talk about later. Nationwide, European outage, a lot of things. Airports, power plants, transportation, plane, train, automobile, everything. The blue screen of death. Just incredible, and it was just a patch by CrowdStrike that didn't, had a bug. They said they tested it. I watched the CEO. But, it's been Microsoft down week. Now, we always talked about Microsoft was always high above the 20-day moving average. If you get a chance to buy it at the 50, which is now, that's not your bad time to add. Will it get down to the 200-day? Maybe not. Probably not. But, if you're going to add Microsoft, this is a good time to add to it. You're not paying $475. You're getting a discount. So some people said, well, I'm going to wait till it goes to 420. Well, it did get down to 400. So a lot of people are hoping that this blue trend line comes down and it meets, and then they're going to buy some. I'd probably buy some more at that price too. But again, just shows that, Y2K, nothing. Today was what they thought Y2K was going to be like. Morgan Stanley, Mother Morgan, I tell you, did good. I mean, revenues up 17%. That is great. Citibank, boom. Morgan Stanley, boom. That's what you want. Now, of course, a lot of stuff sells off on earnings. Earnings came out over here. It's going to sell off a little bit. That's okay. It's good. Nice, solid rise. I like it. Trading revenues, wow, 17% up. That's not bad. Investment banking revenue, 51%. Now, a smaller number, but that's a pretty good thing. So I like Morgan Stanley. It's a good, steady stock, pays a good dividend, and, not a bad time to buy it. It's coming close to the 50-day moving average, so give it a week. Then maybe add some. The NASDAQ was up to 22%, so we lost 4% this week. It was a brutal week. When you lose 4%, that's going to affect you. Same S&P was about 18%. The Russell was up like 9%, but it's still good. I put up RGZ. That's our Russell Index, 600 small cap BTF. We got up there. Look at this thing. It got up to the high. Remember, we broke this big resistance. So it's not bad. Is it a good time to buy? I don't know. I think it's a good time. I mean, if you're going to buy a small tap, you might wait for one more time at the trend line. It'll probably hit that, And then the 2-year note, 4.5. That's nice. Better than 5. Crude oil below 78. Drill, baby, drill. I heard it at the convention in Milwaukee. They're going to let them go. The price is going to be low. Gasoline's low. Inflation will be lower. That's what's going to happen. The Saudis can't cut us. We can survive our own oil. It's just everybody else will just be affected by it. But we're going to have plenty of oil. And natural gas starting to go down below 2. And the commodities are starting to go down. Remember, we were over 2,400. I show the copper chart because, man, middle of May, it's up there high. It's, almost $5, and now we've just dropped, The businesses are slowing, and that's it. I think copper's good. I'd like to see 450, but people are being affected. If you're trying to draw a trend line, no good trend line. I mean, here's a support back over here. Here's a support, a lot of support right over here. So I think it doesn't go below 4. That's my prediction. BLK, I would say BKL, Blackstone, BlackRock, they all kind of get messed up. But revenues, $4.8 billion. It's, broke a trend line that was coming up its trend. It's good. It's not above the, highs. But, we watch it. It's good. 7.7 in anything with investment or other stuff is good. And then, of course, Snap. I don't support a ban of TikTok. Now, all this stuff against China. This Chinese company got a lot of lobby. They're spending $1 billion in lobbyists. And maybe somebody got the incentive not to go ban it. Congress banned it, so you're not going to turn it over as a president. But, Snap is going to be an issue. So I like Snap. I think the revenues are going. I like it. All they got to do is do more reels, equivalent of reels, and do more videos, and they'll do all right. It's not a bad platform. And as Twitter goes down, some are going to Snap, some are going to Threads, some are going to Instagram, and so on. But this is an ugly chart. There's nothing uglier than this chart. Look at this. Get up here, can't break the resistance of the top, drops down after bad earnings. Oh, good earnings, goes up, can't break the resistance. So, we're down here. So we're not worried about it. We're still 40% up. United Health, I thought it was good. 6.4 in a healthcare thing, and boy, look at this thing. This thing shot up after the earnings, broke out of the channel, everything. I mean, it's got the cross. I mean, you think the 50-200-day moving average, the golden cross. Then it goes back over and does the death cross. Like, oh, boy, it's tough. I mean, chop, 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 chop down, up, 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 chop. But I think it's good. I mean, these are good numbers for if you want to get into healthcare, and it's got good revenue, and we'll see. CrowdStrike, oh my God, that's the news every day. I mean, that poor CEO, they put a bug patch in there and it didn't work and collapsed everything. Pretty simple fix. You just find a file, delete it, and you're done. But you have to reboot it. That means all these places, we got remote terminals, remote places tied to the big server at the corporate. Got to be done manually. Not that hard, but you ain't get that many IT people. So look at this thing. Wow, $400. $400 down to 304. And it's going to probably go down. Look at the selling. I mean, not good. So I like the cyber companies, but we don't own any. We got better companies. And, I got to think the cyber companies are going to consolidate. So that's what I'm waiting for, because I think once you get to 3 or 4 big ones, and then it'll be settled. But right now, Palo Alto's the biggest, And let's take a look at our retail sector. You look at the first quarter, who do we own? We all Walmart, Pop, Elf, the best retailer out there. So I got the Elf chart up. Look at this stock. Holy smokes. It's on fire. Solid channel. A little bit high, a little bit pricey, but it'll come down. But what's happening? Ulta, Sally Beauty, all these companies that have expensive cosmetics. Neutrogena. Elf's a little bit lower and just as good quality. That's really what it is. I heard about it from friends. I talked to the friends. Oh, yeah, I like Elf. It's good stuff. Not as pricey as the other ones, but when you can buy stuff for 15 instead of 40, you're saving some money, and that's what people are doing. So I think it's a good stock and a good market. And look at this compared to everybody else in retail is just horrible. I have to get around to adding all these other numbers. I know Amazon should be up there. Amazon was like 6% or something. And like I said, that was Walmart. This is Walmart, sorry. And then Elf, like I said, $80 stock when we were looking at it, and now it's up there. Again, top, retail's choppy. Retail's choppy. NVDA, China, Biden went up and said, well, I think we're going to have to do more restriction on the chip companies selling stuff to China. Well, that was NVIDIA. Look at it. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked China. NVIDIA, you name it, Qualcomm, everybody took a hit. So, but I always look at it. We've been talking. Don't buy when it's way above the 50-day moving average. It will get there every year. If you look at this, it's going to drop a little bit. So let's say if you get down to 110, maybe buy some NVIDIA. Maybe buy some NVIDIA. Add to your portfolio because it's not bad. You're getting it at a deal. And of course, the heat map of the week. Wow, if you're tech, you're red. Look at this thing. United Health up, even Lilly. Look at that, 9% drop. That's a correction in my book. Exxon green, COP green, Walmart green, Coca-Cola our stock green. JPM the financials, not so bad. Nothing like going up double-digit revenues. People are going to catch that. So I mean, a lot of things good, but tech has been the tough. We're overweight tech, but this doesn't go straight up all the time. So with it, let's hope for earnings coming up. We're going to have 2 more weeks. We're going to have some big earnings, and then I think the tech will rebound. So you have a chance to pick in on some techs if you want to get into it. People want to say, I want to get in when you got in. Well, that ain't going to happen because I bought in 2 years ago, NVIDIA 11 years ago. But you can get at the 50-day moving average, which is not bad, or below the 50-day. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Have a good week.